Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on today's episode of The Kitchen. I would like to talk to you guys today about mental health. What's that got to do with the kitchen? So much. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so I like to talk about it. And I've got on my Don't Hate Meditate shirt, but mental health is not always about yoga or meditation or breathing or whatever it is that we kind of assume is this mental health thing. There are many ways to take care of your mental health. So we're talking about foods taking care of your mental health. There's two things that I wanted to talk to you today about that I try to incorporate pretty much daily, year round if possible. So there's two things. Now, one of them you might guess would be my turmeric tea. And while that's awesome, that's not what I'm talking about. But you could also use that for mental health because turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. And when we can decrease inflammation, we decrease it also in the brain. And then we have non-inflamed brain. So one of the things that I love, I'm going to grab right here, is my omega-3 supplement here. So I've been using omega-3 supplements for years now. I like to choose foods that are higher in omega-3s. And it's not that omega-3s are magical. It is that the typical American or Western diet just doesn't include lots of omega-3s, and they're necessary. They're a very powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidative fatty acid, and we don't eat a lot of it. In fact, we kind of eat the opposite. We eat a lot of beef and corn products, and those have a lot of omega-6s, which are inflammatory. Now, the body needs both, but when we eat one way more than the other, sometimes we need to supplement. And as an endurance athlete and coaching endurance athletes, I'm always saying, you don't want to add more inflammation. So if you're active, you want to get rid of inflammation in your body. And there's a bunch of ways to do it. And some of it is, a lot of it, I don't know, I'm not biased because I'm the dietitian, but a lot of it is to make sure that you're balancing out your omega-6 and omega-3 intake so that you're not doing a whole bunch of inflammatory stuff without offsetting it with some anti-inflammatory stuff. This is a liquid, it's hardcore, and I'll tell you, you could go in, this one is 1140 combined of EPA and DHA, and that's what you're looking for. You can get a capsule, you can get whatever form you want. The liquids tend to be a little bit higher in DHA, EPA per volume, and that is the active ingredient that you're looking for. When you see omega-3 supplements that are expensive, they likely have a higher concentration of EPA and DHA. And that's what you want. It doesn't mean you need to get the most expensive one, but if you're looking at the cheaper ones, look at the EPA and DHA on the cheaper ones, and you'll probably see that that's a lower number. You might have to take 2 or 3 in order to get the same. So price-wise, it doesn't really, it all comes out in the wash. So you could spend a little extra money. Try to get, I like to say, anything over 700 for EPA and DHA in a serving of your omega-3 is pretty awesome. This one is on purpose maxed out, and so I really like it. It's Thorne, which is a reputable company. If you guys are ever unclear as to what is a reputable company for supplements or not, please just ask me, because there are so many supplement companies out there that don't really have any dog in the fight, right? They don't care if they have to roll up shop and, start over again, and they don't have a name. So when you get these cheaper no-name brands, their name is not on the line. They can just close up shop and go sell their crappy products somewhere else. So always make sure that your supplements are reputable, that they're getting tested regularly, that what you think you're buying is what you are buying. And by paying a few dollars extra, you're ensuring that is true with some of these name brands. So anyway, this one is Thorne. It's not the only one. I do Clean Athlete also is one of my favorite capsules. I just happened to run out yesterday, so I don't have the bottle to show you, but I do have this one, and it's liquid. The second thing, oh yeah, blueberries. So I have a gigantic bag of frozen blueberries that I will put into smoothies. I will do in my nut and berry cereals in the morning. I keep the frozen ones because it's not always blueberry season, but it might be blueberry season somewhere. So I don't particularly love the blueberries that are out of season that get sent from other places. If you notice, they don't always look like a blueberry. They just look different. And you open them up, you bite into them. They're not blue all the way through. Sometimes they're white on the inside. So I don't particularly love them. So I would much rather use frozen blueberries when it's out of blueberry season instead of getting something shipped in. Blueberries, there's a lot of research done on blueberries, pomegranates, and mental health. And some of the polyphenols that are found in berries are amazing for the that they can undo sclerosis in the brain, but they can definitely decrease some of the inflammation. And the inflammation in the brain is now what we're calling like diabetes type 3. We have this inflammation in the brain. We're starting to see different types of dementia emerge from that. So blueberries, pomegranates, berries in general, I think these polyphenols that are really good. There's tons of research on blueberries specifically and pomegranates specifically, and brain health. So as we work on mental health this month, think of it not just as your breathing and your yoga and all of that stuff, which is awesome, but also about the things that you eat. I don't want to throw Doritos under the bus, but if you had to guess, is that inflammatory or anti-inflammatory? Which column do you think that goes in? Does it mean you should never eat it? Probably, no. Just don't eat a ton of it. And if you do, eat a ton more blueberries. But in reality, don't eat the Doritos. So those are my tips for how we're going to take care of our brains and our mental health and hygiene during this month of May. Mental health awareness coming up. You guys are going to see I got a big fundraiser coming at the end of the month. I'm really excited for. I'm going to go out and do the Boston Marathon course solo, see if we can raise some more awareness and some more funds around mental health and hygiene. This will be the first year that we're putting together a scholarship. Anybody who is committed to promoting health, mental health and hygiene, and or providing services can apply for this scholarship. We'll have more details on that coming as we get closer to the event. So hopefully you guys will all check it out. I'm really excited for that. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you next week on The Kitchen.